Hey guy, welcome back to YouTube. Today we're going to talk about the Witch Queen era, specifically about dungeons. I would have posted this earlier, but I was waiting to see if there's going to be some sort of response in the TWAB to what I'm going to be discussing right now. There was not. Here we go. When marketing material first showed up for the Witch Queen, there was some specific language used regarding dungeons that made it seem like they would not be a part of seasonal content. I brushed this off as Bungie just trying to show off that multiple dungeons were going to be releasing during the year. However, Bungie never explicitly said that dungeons would be coming with a seasonal drop. Even their Witch Queen recap FAQ says this information, something I know I glossed over or just didn't even read. Recently, on Reddit, Bungie clarified this situation with these dungeons thanks to some posts making note of this situation. And now I'm here talking about it. I don't want to be, but I am. In short, during the year of the Witch Queen, Bungie will be releasing 2 dungeons. If you have the deluxe version of Witch Queen, they will be included. If you do not, if you only have the standard version of Witch Queen, and you don't upgrade to the deluxe, then, quote, we, Bungie, will also add a separate access path in the future, end quote, which many people are implying as you will have to pay for these dungeons separately. Bungie also said on Reddit recently, quote, we will also be offering a separate way for you to purchase the dungeons in the future, but they will not be included in the season passes, end quote. The deluxe version of Witch Queen includes the expansion, the 4 seasons that will launch during the year, and these 2 dungeons, all for $80, plus cosmetics and exotic SMG early access, I guess, for a season, kind of like what they did with No Time to Explain. Buying everything piecemeal, individually, will cost you $40 for the expansion, plus 10 per season, so that's $80, plus whatever the cost of these dungeons will be. My guess is $10 per. There's also the possibility of them bundling the dungeons into some sort of dungeon pack that you need to buy. I have no idea. You can upgrade to the deluxe version to get access to the dungeons, and it seems like you can do that at any time. So if you bought the deluxe version of Witch Queen, or the deluxe version with the 30th anniversary pack bundled in, you're an active Destiny player, you play everything, or at least plan on playing everything, then none of this is going to affect you. It might matter to you, but it won't affect you. The issue here for some people is Bungie expanding into more piecemeal content that we have historically been getting either for free, Prophecy, or as part of an expansion, Shattered Throne, Pit of Heresy. They're splitting up even more things to individual purchases. We are technically in uncharted territory here with how they plan on releasing dungeons now. My personal issue? While it could be implied that Bungie's desire to have a raid or dungeon piece of content appear in the game every 3 months during the Witch Queen era would potentially mean increased costs, Bungie did not clarify that with the community. Obviously, saying that prices would increase in a Witch Queen preview hype video would have had that message land with a sour note, but having kind of vague language in an FAQ that I doubt anybody read, probably self-included, doesn't really help the cause. So what's the actual reason for this extra cost? The cynic in all of us says that Bungie wants more money, but Bungie can't really come out and just say, we're doing this because money, because you can't do that. You would just get annihilated. Where's the PR statement on why this is happening? Why do we need to play these guessing games? Why can't Bungie just come out and say, look, development costs are higher, or we're hiring a lot more people to make this content and we need to pay them, or dungeons are expensive to make and this is how we can make more of them? Why? It's not like those things are untrue. The top shelf stuff is going to be the most expensive, both in terms of hiring the best talent to make it and then actually making it. It's not like it doesn't make sense. And those are probably the reasons. Why not just clarify it? Why leave the community in the dark? And even if those aren't the reasons, and Bungie is some evil company looking to get all of our money, they're certainly well within reason. Make something up! All we ever hear about is how much the Eververse pays for things, and I know that it does, but now you got the, what does the Eververse even pay for now, people in a rage as well. I get wanting to clarify the situation for those looking to make an informed purchase, but Bungie had to have known that people were going to see Bungie charges for individual dungeons and just sprint into the streets screaming, right? People are already upset that the anniversary event costs so much. It's like $25, justified or not, the costs mainly being the cosmetics that you get. I personally think there should have been an option to just get access to the dungeon for like $10 or whatever, but that doesn't exist. Now I gotta play these stupid ass guessing games until we get an official statement that could be 2 months from now or a week, who knows. It's possible that what we saw posted on Reddit was simply to clarify the whole situation and that they needed time to form an official PR safe answer. But I also feel like they could have just waited until they had that answer. People were gonna be mad either way, but at least with a clear answer, a clear reason as to these price increases, some discourse could have been had, especially at a time where Bungie is talking about vaulting more Destiny content, which people are very sensitive about. People are now worried about having to pay even more for content that will potentially be vaulted down the road, regardless of how much they're still actually playing said content down the road. Another issue here is also that people don't want to potentially commit an extra $40 up front for content that they're unsure that they will be around for, but then having to end up paying even more money if they don't upgrade to access the same things that someone else got to pre-order a few months ago. Some people are against pre-orders altogether. I totally get that, and pre-ordering the entire year's worth of content is a gamble for some people. I get wanting to incentivize pre-orders though, but you know, people just don't like it, but that conversation's been going for years now. Considering that you can just upgrade to the deluxe edition at any time and get access though, it doesn't feel as big of a deal, but people also want to be sure of their purchases and don't want to spend $40 on future content that they are unsure they will play. They don't want to be penalized for not pre-ordering. What I would say to that is, you know, don't buy it right now and then upgrade down the road if you do come back, assuming that you can upgrade to the deluxe at any time and assuming you would get value out of said purchase. I think it's also kind of the principle of the whole thing that's annoying people in addition to their other concerns. Bungie saying, you can have all the content at what used to be the regular price, but now you just need to buy it all at once. Again, if you have the deluxe already, you're set. This naturally was going to bring on the value proposition squad, the I paid $80 for 500 hours worth of content, so I got my money's worth squad. And yeah, you know, I get that too. I spent $80 on DoorDash last week for 30 minutes of eating food. You know, I get it. But that has nothing to do with the transparency of the pricing model. It's a completely different thing that we're discussing. Obviously, where you fall in this camp completely depends on how you feel about the game, but it's not linked to what I think is the main problem, which is transparency. The second problem is just going to be the price increase, making things potentially more expensive for indecisive buyers, whether that's because they don't have the money right now or if they're unsure that they'll be able to play. $40 is a lot of money to some people. I've been there. I've been a broke-ass college kid. I was a broke-ass production assistant. But as much as some people might not want to hear this coming from me, I'm also willing to pay more money, or in the case of the deluxe edition, not more money, but also, yes, more money because it's $10 more than Beyond Light Deluxe, to experience more things like dungeons and raids, because that's what I value the most. I still haven't bought anything out of the Eververse store. I don't value those things. Dungeons and raids, that I do. This has also spurred on questions of a subscription model. Should Bungie switch to a monthly subscription fee? To which I say we basically already kind of have that. It's $10 every 3 months, and then it's $40 for the expansion. Also kind of a different conversation. And, as I've said before a million times, the Eververse is non-negotiable. By extension, that pretty much includes most monetization that Bungie does. They're going to do what they're going to do because they need to hit bottom lines and because people keep buying and they know that we're going to buy it. That's it. Like it, don't, that's what's up. No amount of content creator begging is going to change the fact that all this costs money and Bungie's going to maximize money because that's what you do. No amount of me saying like, oh, please lower prices, it's not going to do anything. If people actually stop buying things, that'll change something. But me just saying lower prices, please, that's not going to do anything. That's all I got, really. I didn't want to make this. You guys know me. I'm tired of arguing at this point. I had too many people asking me, though, so here you go. Bungie, I feel like we've gone through this a lot. Just explain things. You've been doing a pretty decent job of it recently, but stuff like this, stuff you know people are sensitive about, even if we can imply some reasoning, just come out and say it. Just tell people, so at least we have something to go on. Thank you for watching. See you next time.